Welcome back to my little channel. So apparently Donald Trump has finally done what he said he would do. He basically made a law saying that universities have to protect free speech. Will it be enough?
President Trump at the White House today delivering on a promise to protect free speech on college campuses. The president issued an executive order that pushes for a more aggressive adherence to the First Amendment, requiring universities to support free thought and debate or risk losing federal research dollars.
Yeah, that's not really fair. He's done a lot of stuff, but this is one of the good things he's done, or at least I think it's one of the good things. But let him show you or explain to you why he feels it is important.
Under the guise of speech codes and safe spaces and trigger warnings, these universities have tried to restrict free thought, impose total conformity, and shut down the voices of great young Americans like those here today. It's great people. All of that change is starting right now.
Here now, Cabot Phillips, Media Director for Campus Reform. He was at the White House event today. Kristen Hawkins, President of Students for Life of America. She was also there. Richard Fowler, I don't think he was there, but he's a good guy. He's a senior fellow at New Leaders Council, a Fox News contributor. Good to see you all.
Thanks for having me.
Richard, I know you as a fair guy. You're not against free thought on campus, are you?
I won't lie. When I heard that question, I was slightly wondering, puzzled. Why would you ask someone that? Especially, I thought these were people either going to say this is a good thing or a bad thing. But yeah, then he answered, and it became very clear why you would ask something like that. It's worrying, to be honest.
Absolutely not. I think actually free thought and free speech are necessary for the education process. I think every voice should be heard, whether it is the Republican, a conservative voice, a pro-life voice, a pro-choice voice, an LGBTQ voice. All these voices should belong on college campuses. Herein lies a problem with this executive order, is that all it does is reinforce a law that's already on the books that says that you have to promote free speech at colleges to qualify for research dollars, federal research dollars. If the president really wanted to go farther on this EO, he could have defined what hate speech was and created an actual litmus test. This executive order doesn't create a litmus test, just says that you have to promote free speech, meaning this will likely get bogged down in the courts because someone will be like, well, what is free speech? How do you define it? And how am I doing it or not doing it? Which is why this EO is problematic.
And here you have it. It can't be enough because he didn't define hate speech. Now the funny thing is, no one in the history of language has been able to give a closed definition of hate speech. Now obviously there is speech that needs to be protected, which is free speech. But there is also speech that is not protected. Incitement to violence, for example. A call to action, as you wish. That is not allowed. But calling someone by a nasty word is not hate speech. It's insulting. Insulting and hating are maybe closely knit together, but definitely not the same. The problem with trying to define hate speech is that you're trying to objectify something that is inherently subjective. It is impossible. And I guess herein lies the problem we have with the social justice warriors. And I'm not saying this man is a social justice warrior. I mean, he might be affected by their rhetoric, but I don't think he is. The problem with social justice warriors is that they ask for something that cannot be defined, so that they cannot be pinned down. It's the same with feminists. Feminists bitching and moaning that the patriarchy needs to be destroyed. But for now, no single evidence of a patriarchy has ever been given, because it can't be defined. Because once it's defined, you can argue against the very fact that it exists. But by keeping it as vague as possible, everything can fall under its umbrella. If we look at hate speech, is it hateful to say that it's okay to be white? Yes, it's hateful. Okay. Is it okay to say it's okay to be black? Well, no, obviously not. Okay to be Asian? No? Muslim? No? Then why is it hateful to say it's okay to be white? Is it okay to say, make America great again? Ooh, that's hateful! Based on what? Now that's the problem. Now, are there people who might get offended by it? Well, yeah, sure. But as the old saying go, offense is taken, not given. Before you take something of mine, I would like to remind you that that's theft. Anyway, like, share and subscribe if you feel so inclined. Criticism, as always, is more than welcome. And I like to hear what you think of my new setup, new intro, new, how do you call it, background music, new letters. Is it interesting? Is it not? Anyway, all of that and more, because I'm always open to hear what you think. And see you all next time.